you know what time it is. It is only the flyest podcast in the land. And we're going to talk about a story that the news has not covered yet. We got a white Missouri officer convicted in a black man's 2019 death. 2019? You just getting convicted, guy? All right, we'll be right back on the Keep It P podcast.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, TZ Von Savage and J Lava is in the fucking building with the Keep It P podcast, motherfucker.
Von Savage and J Lava on the new podcast. They Keep It P podcast, where they take news, situations, and everyday occurrences and show how one could or could not be keeping it P.
I'm Keep It P. As a matter of fact, Keep It P, but then again, Keep It PG, PE. Alright, it's Professor Griff. I'm out of here.
Hey yo, all right, out of the darkness into the light, out of the darkness into the light. It's the Keep It P podcast, where we take news, situations, everyday occurrences, and indeed we show how one could have and could not have been keeping it P. And I keep trying to tell you, I'm not trying to tell you what to think. I'm trying to show you how to think. That's the reason why we bust down these articles when you find yourself mixed up in an anti-black, racist, war propaganda machine being perpetuated by the lamestream media. Then you got the Democrats and the Republicans, both bipartisan, super sizang, 94 to whizzon on the crime bill that does what? Target black people. All right, so let me get Cuz on the Summer Jam stream. Blat out. Now, it took me a little minute to find this guy's picture, who's obviously guilty of killing the black man. I just want to understand why it's got to be so long later. And y'all gotta ask yourself why they just talking about did not. Or so they was taking so many L's, right? They had to rig the court to get the Kyle Rittenhouse joint, right? And then after that, good morning, mother dearest. They've been taking L's, so they don't want to publicize this one. But watch how they try to demonize the black dude for getting killed, even though he went to jail. Because it even say right here, a judge has convicted a white Kansas City officer of involuntary manslaughter and armed criminal action in the fatal shooting of black man in the case which prosecutors said police planted evidence. We ain't heard nothing about this. It say a judge Friday convicted white police officer blah blah blah. Jackson County Judge Dale Youngs issued a bench ruling against Officer Eric DeValkenir in the death of Karen Lamb, 26. Rest in peace, brother. Lamb was shot while backing into his garage December 3rd, 2019, after chasing his girlfriend's convertible in a stolen pickup truck. There you go, right there, right out the top. Just right out the top. Police said in the statement following the verdict, Valkenir has been suspended without pay pending termination. Young called in a tragic case with a troubling fact that said Valkenir and the officer with him escalated a situation that had been calmed. After the verdict, police escorted Valkenir and his family from the building. An officer said they wouldn't be commenting. Lee Merritt, a Texas civil rights attorney, spoke on behalf of Lamb's family. Oh shit, Lee Merritt. Today will not bring him back. Justice is going to be short, but in this monumentous, this historic, and it means something. This is monumentous, it's historic, and it means something. Valkenir testified during the trial that he fired after Lamb pointed a gun at other detectives, Troy and he believed his actions would save his partner's life. I'm thinking, I can't let this happen. I can't let him shoot Troy. Prosecutors, however, argued that police lacked a warrant to be on the property and staged the shooting scene to support their claims that Lamb was armed. Before he was shot, prosecutors said Lamb had left his hands on the truck steering wheel and his cell phone in his right hand, so he couldn't have shot nothing. Another officer who was there first to arrive on the scene after the shooting testified during the trial that he didn't see a gun on the ground below Lamb's left arm, which was hanging out the window of the truck. Later thought a gun was there in the police photographs. So they walked around with a stinger, and that's a gun that y'all seen Training Day. They keep a gun to plant on victims in case some shit happens. 2 bullets were found in Lamb's pocket at the morgue, but the crime scene technicians couldn't find them at the scene. The prosecutor also raised questions whether Lamb, who was right-handed, could have used his left hand to pull a gun due to early injuries. The defense argued that he could not have. The defense argued that he could have. We saw in the case was just outcome, and I believe that we're standing today. Young said that the officers had no probable cause to believe any crime had been committed and had no warrant for Lamb's arrest and had no search warrant or consent to be on the property. He described the police as the initial aggressors and said that they had a duty to retreat, but Vulcaner illegally used deadly force instead. He didn't address the allegations that the evidence had been planted. Lamb's mother, Larry Bay, said that the outcome was overwhelming. I miss my baby and blah blah blah. I don't like to read that. I don't like to read that. The victim. I don't like to do that. Well, okay. It did not have to be. My son was at home and he was minding his own business, and they took it upon themselves to go in the backyard. He was very needed, not only to his family but to the community. The verdict came after the bench trial, which was held with the judge without jury at DeVulcaner's request. DeVulcaner will remain free on bond until he's sentenced. The sentencing hearing has not been scheduled. He faces up to 4 years in prison. That's it for killing the man? I don't really call this a win, y'all. Because 4 years, man, he probably damn nearly do like a year and a half with more probation. The killing of Lamb, the father of 3, was invoked during racial injustice protests in Kansas City last year. It was among several cases cited by the group of civil rights organization, the petition urging U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland to investigate the Kansas City Police Department. The indictment in the case came days after Lamb's death garnered renewed attention stemming from his family meeting with then President Donald Trump. So they tried to slide in this is something that Trump did. Well, I mean, what's Biden doing other than shitting on black Americans? Darren Edwards was one of the local pastors who led the efforts to improve policing in the minority community. In the past year, prosecutors have brought criminal charges against 5 white Kansas City police officers for allegedly using excessive force against black people. DeVulcaner was the only officer charged in an on-duty killing. The police department released a statement acknowledging that the decision saying the shooting involved the police officers are not only for the members of the community but for the members of the police department. Officials with the Kansas City Fraternal Order of Police did not immediately respond for phone or interview messages. An earlier version of the story was corrected by deleting a reference to the case, making the first time white Kansas police officers was charged in the death of a black person. Such a case happened in 1942. Wow, so they've been killing black people since 1942, and it's the first person to go to jail? Because you know it was way more murders than that. But I just wanted to highlight this case, though, because, well, one, simply because, I mean, they wasn't talking about this on the news. I'll tell you why. they don't want this to become habit forming. They don't want y'all to know that systematic white supremacy is being taken down. Matter of fact, I'm gonna stop saying that on this show because I noticed that they be censoring my shit, man. Just like Torian Rain, he always say Dub S. So from now on, I'm a refer to it as so-called Dub S. Dub S, y'all should know what that is, just like y'all should know what PC people is and all the other code words that we're forced to use because PukeTube and Acebook and all of these fucking places all censoring black people, man, and us telling the story in the real news. That's why you got to support new black media like this, fam. The real black media, fam. Like the people that's really speaking on your interest, that's going in the articles, showing you the propaganda, busting it down, telling you what the truth is, right? I'm gonna be back with a couple more stories for the day, so stick and stay tuned. You know, I don't want to hold you, but I'm definitely gonna mold you, fold you, and scold you about being on code, because you got to be on code. And I'm also gonna show you this here lovely t-shirt again. It is called No Anti-Black Racism, and the response that you get when you got it on in the street is wonderful. I mean, black people be like, yeah, like, where can I get one of them? I'm like, holla at me, cuz, or you go, or you would like you're walking. Like the other day, I was in the store, I walked in with the shirt on, and then, you know, the clerk usually got all the conversation for you, always want to talk to you and all that. Not this day. Took one look at the shirt and was like, it wasn't no conversation. It damn near wasn't a higher buy. I can't even remember if cuz put my money back in my hand. He might have put it on the counter. I ain't mad. I thought it was pretty funny myself. But anyway, that's all I got for you, man. Gonna come back with a couple more stories for the glory. Y'all stick and stay tuned. You know what time it is. Let me turn my show music up. Yeah, so we can hear that show music. All right, y'all. You know what it is. And take these commercials. Love, peace, blessings, anthem, aloha. Be one.
You get the money from that robbery before you went upstairs. I told you, motherfucker, I got your money yet, man. Fuck you, man. You ain't got the money yet. Fuck you think you is, man. Motherfucking Ron O'Neal or something. What you gonna do? I ain't supposed to be scared now because you got a pistol, motherfucker.
I got the PayPal, Cash App, Zelle, Chime. You don't play with this shit. You don't even know what I gave to this shit. Self-made with this shit. I'm a slave with this shit. Been a lot of roads I done paved with this shit. Look, see, I don't play with this shit. You don't even know what I gave to this shit.
Kyrie with the give it go. I get it cheap for the low. More snow than that. Eskimo big birdies. Taking flight, changing life in one night. By 2 a.m. if you do it right. Up late like midnight. Small fish, big appetite. Get an extra 4 if you whip it right. Got good gas and it's light bright. Got big balls and a good pipe. One calling this night. Drake go.
He been hula hooping, them loopholes working real shit. You can count lava down, but you can't count them out, baby. Life give me lemons, I make lemon rain die. He been hula hooping, them loopholes working real shit. All of your misconceptions, you thought I would miss my blessings. All of your misconceptions, you thought I gotta go, gotta hustle to get it. If you ain't talking business, little shawty, you trippin'. I gotta go, I really ain't got time. You can holler at me later, shawty, bang my line.
Hey, Ray Ray.
Hey Rihanna, hey girl, how you doing? I'm into you like Trump's in the Putin. I know that might sound a little confusing. I had to say it for my own amusement. What I'm trying to say is, can we go cruising? Top down, blow some good gas, and listen to Blueprint. Maybe do something stupid. I guess that depends on you.
Russian cream leaves, keep oil, premium bud. Man, I hustle in the street, but I'm a freak with the love.
Bring that ass over, tryna bring it back. I'm a big dog, tryna bring it back. I'ma slide in the way to bring it back. Let a nigga tap, tryna bring it back.
Music TV. Music TV.